Okay, so I am recording this video today so that those people who were absent can watch it and get all the information. So make sure you write down Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30 a.m. until 11 a.m. Those will be our live video chat times. And just remember, you don't have to join us for the video time, but I really recommend it because it's a great time to ask questions and get feedback about the topics in our book. Okay,
Okay.
so we've got that. So let's get started. I want to go over the syllabus. So I'm going to share the syllabus with you. Okay, so here's our writing course. And I'm so excited about this class because this is my first time to teach writing online. And this will be really interesting because I usually ask students to either type their assignments or handwrite it. And a lot of students like to handwrite on paper. And that's going to be difficult in this course, but I think it's a challenge that will help us in the end because we know that most things these days are done through typing. Type emails, type resumes and letters and all of that. So typing is a good skill to have. Most of your work here will be turned in through Microsoft Word. And so this will be good practice for you guys. Are either of you good at typing, by the way? Is anybody a fast typer?
Mm, I think I am.
Okay, good. What about you, Alan?
I need practice, but I'm good with that.
Okay. So you're kind of decent, as I would say. Like you can get it done, but it takes a little
Yeah,
bit longer. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I was fortunate enough when I was younger, I took a class. I think I started when I was about 8 years old, and all we did was typing. And my teacher made me not look at my hands ever. So I had to learn how to type by memorization where the keys were. And it's really helped me my entire life. It's one of the best skills that I've gotten. So I recommend that practice. Cover your hands with a towel or something and practice uh, memorizing where those keys are. It will help you in your future. But, anyways, back to our class. So I mentioned here on the first page. By the way, the syllabus is in Blackboard for you to look at any time. So I just pulled this up for you, but it's my lab hours are Tuesday evenings and Wednesday afternoon. This is kind of just extra time if you need to talk with me about something or you want to show me something. You can actually, we can come to collaborate and you can post things there and show me. Like you can post your paragraph or your sentences, and we can look at them together. There's a lot of things we can do. I don't want you to ever feel like, oh my gosh, this online course is so hard. I can never talk to my teacher. I don't know what's happening. I don't want you to feel that way. So make a plan, organize a time with me through email, and we will get together here and go over whatever you have questions about. Okay, so those are a couple of the times during the week that I'm available outside of the video chat time. Okay, so we've got our textbook. Later in this video, I'm going to share with you how to get that book, how to get the online access to MyWritingLab. So we'll talk about that in a minute. The purpose of this course is to prepare you to pass the TSI writing test. Okay, now this is just level 1, so I don't expect you to pass the TSI after this class, but this is the foundation class. This class will focus on sentence structure and paragraphs, okay? And then when you go to level 2, it will be more about paragraphs, and then it will start the essay. And then level 3 is all essay and research writing, okay? So let me talk to you about a few things that I've highlighted here. Class requirements. I need you to be active in Blackboard and turning in your work on time. And I also need you to check your MyTCC email at least twice a week. Okay, these are the requirements. If you are not turning in work, not checking Blackboard, not checking email for more than 2 weeks, then there's a possibility you might not pass this class or get credit, okay? So that's my attendance policy. You do not have to be in the video recording. You do not have to come and be in the class at 9:30 Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's optional, okay? Because I will record those videos and I will post them in the lessons folder, and you'll have them. You can watch them whenever you have time. But I do count attendance based on how you are turning in your assignments and checking your email and responding to my emails and that sort of thing. And then the second requirement, to get 70% or higher average on all of your coursework. Okay, that's the minimum requirement here. Any questions so far about attendance or grades?
No.
Okay. So I do allow one quiz to be taken again if you score a low score on it. So we're not going to do a whole lot of quizzes, but my quizzes are usually based on things that we're studying in the book. And the first part of the course is sentences like subjects, verbs, and things like that. So I will have a quiz in a couple weeks. If you make below a 60 on that, I'll give you a different quiz, and you'll have one chance to get higher, okay? But you just need to make arrangements with me to do a makeup quiz. All right, those have to be done by November 6th. So you cannot retake the very last writing assignment that we do, which will be a timed paragraph. And I'm still working on how, organizing that in Blackboard, but basically there will be a paragraph that you'll have a time limit on, so you get the topic and then you have maybe 1 hour to write. That one you cannot redo. So just keep that in mind. That will be at the end of the course. And just in yellow here, there's a quick note. Because this is an online course, we have to give each other time. I teach 3 classes right now online. And so if you email me and ask me a question, you need to be prepared to wait up to 24 hours for me to respond. Okay, so try to think ahead, ask me your questions early, and then, so you won't be frustrated that, oh, she hasn't answered me in 4 hours. Well, who knows where I am or what's happening. So we have to give about 24 hours. And then me too, I also kind of think about that with you guys. If I ask you a question through an email, I'm thinking in my mind, okay, hopefully within 24 hours they will respond. So sometimes it's shorter. Sometimes I respond in 15 minutes, but just be prepared for that. And then also when you turn in assignments, it takes me up to 3 days to post the grade, okay? And these days and times I'm referring to are Monday through Friday. Okay, so if you send me an email on a Friday night, you can expect a response by Monday morning or before Monday evening, okay? If you turn in an assignment Friday evening, usually I I grade it and post it on Sunday, or maybe Monday, but you need to give 3 weekdays of time. So if it's not posted by Tuesday night, then you can say, "Hey, teacher, did you get my, paper or whatever?" So it takes a good 3 days to grade stuff and post it. Okay, so be aware of that. Here's the breakdown of your grades. There's 3 things you're responsible for. Writing assignments and quizzes are chunked together to be 60% of your total grade. Writing assignments, I'll show you more in a moment, but they are basically going to be a couple of paragraphs, and there will be 2 or 3 journal writing assignments. The paragraphs are more formal writing. I'll be checking grammar, sentence structure, I'll be checking format, main idea, all that stuff. The journal writing assignments is more free writing, and for some students that's easier. But I like to do different kinds of writing because not all writing has to be strict and boring and structured and difficult. Sometimes people think, oh my God, writing's going to be so hard. I can't write. Writing is supposed to be fun. So my writing assignments are a mixture of both. We've got the formal stuff, but we also have some easy and fun writing topics, okay? And quizzes, like I said, there might be 1 or 2 quizzes, not too many of those. All that's going to be 60% of your grade. Lab assignments, we'll talk about it towards the end of the video, but those will count as 15% of your final grade, your total grade. And then we have this in-class paragraph. Of course, we're not going to go to the campus to do this, although I wish we could. But this will be a timed paragraph, the one I told you about. It's going to be at the end of the course, and it's worth a lot. Because why? Why is it 25%? Because this is to prepare you for the TSI. Remember, the TSI test has a writing portion, and it is timed. You don't get to sit there and take it home and think about it and ask your friends what they think and edit and then bring it back. You can't do that. You have 1 hour and you have to write. So this class is designed to prepare you to do timed writing. So there is a portion of your grade for that. Okay. Who has a question so far?
No.
Not you. Okay.
Me too. I don't have a question, teacher.
Okay. Me neither.
Me neither. What did I say?
You said me too.
Me neither.
Yeah, me neither is when 2 people do not have something. So I don't have a pencil. Oh, me neither. But 2 is if you both have something or both positive. Oh, I have a question, and then you can say, I do too. So that means you both have it. So that's the difference between neither and 2. Okay, quick little grammar lesson. Yeah, I want to talk to you about this kind of cool thing here. There's an extra credit opportunity to earn 10 points on any of your writing assignments if you visit the Writing Lab. Now, what I thought was that the Writing Lab is going to be open on campus. I'm not sure if that's still true, but I do know that they are open for business, meaning they do have tutors there, and the tutors are trained to help students write better. So it's like a personal one-on-one kind of meeting time where you can bring your writing, your paper, and say, okay, I need help with transitions, or I need help with my supporting details. And they can work with you. So at the very end of the syllabus, the very last page, there's a little section about the Writing Center. There's free tutoring. You can do up to 2 appointments per week. So they are open during these hours. I think it might be like a Blackboard Collaborate meeting type thing, but I'm not sure, because you might be able to actually go there. I'm not sure. But you can contact the Writing Center and make an appointment and do that. If you do that, and if you get help on any of your writing assignments, your paragraphs, then I give 10 extra points. Here it is. 10 extra points of extra credit. Okay, so that's an option there. All right, I have this policy about turning work in late. There's 10 points taken off for each class day that an assignment is turned in late. Class day means Monday through Friday. Okay, I don't count the weekends as days for being late. Okay, after 3 class days, I just give it a 0 and we move on. Okay. So let's take a look at your calendar real quick. This week, we're doing the introduction right now. We're going to look at subjects and verbs. And here's the thing about the book. I really like the book so far, but I don't like the order of the chapters. So we're not doing like, oh, we start with chapter 1, then we do chapter 2, then chapter 3. We're not doing that. So I organized in Blackboard, and here it's organized according to weeks, because we're skipping around. We're doing different things. So this week we're going to start chapter 8. We're looking at section 8.1. Next week we'll look at 8.2 and 8.3, and then we're going to go over to chapter 15, section 1. So we're kind of skipping around. It might get confusing to you, but you can come back and look here and say, okay, so the first part of the number is the chapter, and then the second part of the number is the section in the chapter. All right, so if you get confused, you can come back here. And then our first big graded thing will be our sentence quiz. That's going to be in 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks, okay? And we'll cover commas, we'll look at paragraph structure, and then in this class we're doing 3 different types of paragraphs. We're doing the illustration process and compare and contrast. Okay, any questions so far?
No.
Easy as pie, right? Okay. Well, one assignment that you have this week that I put in the folder, in the lessons folder, is to send me an email that you read the syllabus and that you know what plagiarism is. Okay, so I want everybody to send me an email by Friday telling me that you know what plagiarism is. You're going to send me the definition of plagiarism and then tell me what I expect. So basically, plagiarism is when you copy a word or words from an online source or a book or something like that. In this class, it's really, really important that you do not copy. Don't copy sentences from the internet or from something that, even if your friend or somebody says, hey, just write it like this, that's still copying, right? And in schools and colleges in the United States, it's considered basically illegal to copy other people's sentences without giving the documentation, where here it says documentation of the source. We are going to learn in level 2 and 3 how to do this, to document the source. But in this class, we're not going to be using any sources, only our own minds, our own brain. So be careful about this. I want you to read through this. Make sure you understand what it means, because this is so important, especially for online course, because you're going to write and you're going to say, oh man, I don't know how to say this in English, and I'm not a good writer. And then you look over at the internet and you're like, oh man, that's like a perfect sentence. Let me just copy and paste it, right? Don't do that, because what happens is, if I find out that it's copying, then I will give that assignment a 0. You don't get any credit for it. And I have some programs in Blackboard that will check the sentences for plagiarism. It's like an electronic software program, so you have to be careful about that. So that's information there. So read that through, send me an email, let me know you understood about that. That way we're all clear. Okay. And then the last thing I need to mention is this responsible employee section. There's a lot of new laws that have been passed in the state of Texas about reporting sexual misconduct. And so part of my job, and all employees at TCC, we have to report anything that we hear from a student that involves sexual harassment or abuse. Okay, so if I hear anything, then I'm obligated by law to report that, but I will keep it confidential, and I will only talk about it to one person in the district, and that is the person responsible for receiving the complaints and the information. Okay, so this is what it means by confidential reporting. All right, so wanted to make you aware of that, and this is true for all classes, all TCC employees. So keep that in mind there. Okay, so now time for questions. Do you have questions about the class so far?
No, teacher.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is the first assignment in Blackboard? You said the email. We need to send an email to you explaining about syllabus. Is that in Blackboard?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, all the things that I ask you to do are always going to be in Blackboard in the lessons folder. And in just a minute, we're going to go over there and look, and I'll show you where it is, okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, good. Any other questions about the syllabus?
No.
Okay, just remember, in my class, I want you to make mistakes. I expect you to make mistakes. If you're writing in a perfect way, then you probably don't need to be in my class, right? So I don't want you to feel like you don't know how to write, or you have problems and there's no way you can do it. Don't feel discouraged like that. I'm here to help you, and I want to do everything that I can to help you in the future to use correct structure in English. And so I like it when you make mistakes. I'd rather you make mistakes and use your own ideas than to try to copy something else and then there's no way for me to teach you. So keep that in mind as we're doing work in this course.
Okay.
Okay, guys? So let's go to Blackboard next, and I'll show you around. Has anybody gotten their book yet? Or their book or the online MyWritingLab thing?
No, no yet.
Okay. What about you, Alan? Do you have your book or MyWritingLab?
No, teacher, not yet. I'm
Okay.
going to order it today.
Okay. No problems with that, because this week there's nothing that's due. Like I'm going to give you about a week and a half to try to get your book and get set up. ready to go, okay? So, but a couple of things I want to tell you as you're getting ready to order your book. There's two ways that I recommend getting your book. One way is to go to the TCC bookstore and you can pick up your book there, okay? Or you can call the bookstore and ask them to send the book to your house. So you can buy it and they will mail it to you. That's if you want to have a paper copy. But you will have to also go online and get your subscription to the MyWritingLab, because MyWritingLab is only online, and that is where we're doing our lab assignments, okay? So you need to have that, and I'll show you how to do that today. So the second option for getting your book is to go and get the electronic copy of your book, and you can also buy the MyWritingLab at the same place. So here on the Blackboard page in the announcements, I put the website that you can go to get your electronic copy of the book or your MyWritingLab subscription, okay? So I'll show you that in just a moment. One thing to remember when you are setting up the MyWritingLab, you want to set up with this course ID. So if you look at the red letters, the Ouattara 91391, you need to have that number and those letters ready when you go to the website to set up MyWritingLab. That's my course ID. It's not the access code, but it's my course ID. Okay, so we will talk about the book and the lab in just a moment, but I want to talk about Blackboard first. So on the left side of the screen, we have announcements. I want you to check announcements every day or every other day. The syllabus we already talked about. It's right there. You can access it. Discussion board is something that we're going to use in this course. And if you click on this, it will tell you what the topic is, and it should also have the due date. So this Friday, you guys are going to be playing around with these sentences. I want to see if you can find the subject and the complete verb. Sometimes it seems easy, but I always have students that get confused and they're like, oh, I didn't know that. So I'm really excited about this activity because at the end of it on Sunday, I'm going to go in here and give you all the correct answers. So discussion board is something for you and your classmates to kind of interact with, give ideas, and then I will always come back and I'll put the correct answers in there. So this is something that I want you to keep checking a couple of times a week. I want you to look over at the right side and anything that says unread posts, I want you to click on that, read it. So this is something that we keep updating and writing and adding to. So don't just do it one time and then never go back. You got to keep checking it, okay? So by this Friday at midnight, I want everybody to come in here, and what you'll do is you'll click on the subjects and verbs, and then when you're ready to give your answer, you're going to click on create thread. Okay, and this is, you'll see all the sentences here again. So what I would do, if it were me, I might just copy it, paste it, right? Put in my subject. I might put my name, or I can just put subjects and verbs. And I will write what I think is the subject, what I think is the verb for number one. Number two, what's the subject? And then I put what I think is the verb. And I just do that, and then you click on submit at the bottom. And then after a few days, I want you to come back and check discussion board again, and let's see what your classmates put there. Maybe they have a different answer than you. And you can comment on other classmates' answers. You can say, yeah, I agree with you, or I disagree with you on number three, you know, or whatever it is. I want you to start thinking about writing and, you know, thinking more deeply about it is the purpose of this activity. Okay? Any questions about discussion board?
No.
Okay, good. So maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, I'm going to put discussion board activity in here. These are not for a grade, but they are an assignment, something that I give you because it's an opportunity for me to give you feedback and comments on your work. Okay, so that's that. Now let's go back to over here on the left side, the calendar. Calendar is a unique option for you to kind of check and say, wait, what's due? What do I have coming up here? So in here, you can see on August 28th, it does not say discussion board because I did not count that as part of a grade. So you won't see everything in here. But if you want to see what your actual grades, your like the paragraph grades, the quiz, and when those are due, you can come and check this this calendar, and then you'll see when those are due. So we don't really have anything due until September 11th. So we got 3 weeks left, and that hasn't been posted yet. So you'll see it probably next week or later this week. So that's a calendar to double check your due dates. And then on the left side, we have the lessons folder, which is the most important folder. And I have more things here than you will see. So let me switch over to a student view. Let me switch to student view and go to lessons. And all you see is week 1. I'm working on getting the answer key to your textbook. Right now, I have the answers, but they are in my textbook, okay? Which makes it really hard for you to get the answers because you don't have my textbook. So I've already emailed the publisher, and a couple of weeks ago I emailed them, and she keeps telling me, oh, we're waiting to see. So I'm hoping to get an electronic copy of all of the answers for your book. And when I get that, I will post it here in this lessons section. But for now, I'm going to have to give you the answers in our videos. So I'll just have to give them to you through like just telling you what the answers are, okay? So anyways, when you go to week 1, you know, each week I'll post a week's worth of material here. And the first section is the overview. It tells you everything that's inside this folder. So this week, these are the things we're working on. The course overview video, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to post that here. So anybody can come back and watch if they need help with something. Then you guys need to be working on your reading assignment as soon as you get your book, okay? And that is here. I give you the pages and the practices to do in the book. And then right here, Alan, remember you asked me about the email request. Yeah, it's right here. So this is part of your reading assignment. Yeah, this is part of your reading assignment. So read the syllabus and email me, okay? So that's what we're doing at, you know, the next couple of days. I also posted a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to use in Thursday's lesson, okay? So if you want to kind of look ahead and look at that, you can, but it's not necessary. You don't have to look there. Maybe later if you want to come back, you can look at it. And then, like I said, Thursday at 9:30, we're going to do our first lesson over chapter 8. So I will post that video here after we do it, and then you guys have discussion board. So today and tomorrow, you don't really have to do anything except try to get your book and get your MyWritingLab access. And then Thursday and Friday is when I want you to do this work and post your answer in discussion board, send me the email. Okay, so that's kind of what's happening this week. Any questions?
No.
Okay, and any and all writing assignments, lab assignments, they will always be in the lessons folder. So you don't have to worry like, oh, am I supposed to do a journal or was I supposed to do a lab? It's going to be inside the folder. So if I want you to do a lab assignment, I will have it here posted saying, okay, make sure your lab assignment is done. Here's what it is, here's the due date. So that way it's easy for you to find when things are due. Another thing that's special about the way I set up this course, in the overview section of each week, it tells you what to do. If anything is due, I put the due date, and that corresponds to the activity that's inside the folder, right? Discussion board down here. Now, if it's in red letters, then that means I'm going to take it as a grade. If it's not in red letters, then that means I want you to do it, but it's not for a grade. Okay, so that hopefully will keep it clear. And I think that's it for Blackboard. Any questions about Blackboard before we talk about the lab assignments?
No, teacher.
Okay.
Me neither.
Oh, good job, Alan. Yeah, good practice. Okay. All right. So I'm getting out of this Blackboard page and I want to go over to the MyWritingLab. Okay. So on my announcements page, remember I put in there, go to the Pearson website. The Pearson.com is where you're going to order your electronic book or your MyWritingLab. So I went to Pearson.com. We come over here to this. And so this is the link. When you click on the link from the announcements, you get here. Now, if you're just brand new and you don't know what to do, you haven't done anything yet, I would go over here to get registered in the yellow box here. Click on this and it tells you 3 things that you need. Your email address, your instructor's course ID. Remember the red letters in the announcement? I told you that's my course ID. It's my last name and then it has some numbers. That's what you need to get. So copy and paste it or write it down. So you need that, and then you need the access code. If you don't have an access code yet, then you can use a credit card and buy the access code. Okay, so you click on register. All right, so that's how you can get the stuff that you're looking for. Now, let me show you what to get. Okay, let me show you what to get. This is Pearson.com. Okay, the other one I was at was called Pearson Lab and Mastering. This is Pearson.com, and I want to go to the Learner Store. This is another way to buy your stuff. I want to show you what to get. So I type in Writer's World because that's the name of our book. It's Writer's World Sentences and Paragraphs. Now, do not get paragraphs and essays, right? Uh-oh, essay, no, we're not doing that. I want you to get sentences and paragraphs. Okay, so if I click on that, then it shows me a couple of options. These are my 3 options. The MyLab is the part where you're going to do your lab assignments. It's got a lot of practice things in there. There's grammar stuff in there. There's paragraphs, there's reading, there's a lot of stuff, okay? The e-text is if you want to read your book online, okay? And then you could also get the print book. So if you get the MyLab only, it's not going to give you the e-text or the book. You'll have to get the book maybe in the TCC bookstore or something. All right, so you can buy both of these, or you can go to the bookstore and get the book and then come back and get the lab. But you need to have the lab and you need to have access to the book. Okay, so those are your options there. This is from the Pearson.com Learner Store. All right, let me go back to MyWritingLab.com. So MyWritingLab.com brings me back here, and if I'm a new student, I can register. If not, I can just go ahead and sign in. So on mine, I have more things here than you, but you're going to look at your course, the ESOL Writing, and it brings us to this. Now with mine, because I'm so special, I already have my e-text. So I have the whole book right here. I can click on this and I can read the chapters in the book if I want to. If you buy that option, then you will also have it, okay? That's the e-text. But this part is where we go when we're doing our lab assignments. So the first thing I want you to do, because to me, when I first looked in here, I thought, oh gosh, this looks confusing. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to click. It is a little bit confusing. So what I want you to do, let me go to, okay, I think this is what students see. I want you to go to the take a tour. Okay, it's under, I think you guys will be able to see this. I'm not sure if this is a student view or not, but I want you to look at take a tour, and it will tell you about these tabs. Okay, announcements. I want you to click on that. This is a message from me. So it kind of tells you what to do. So you know what to do when you get here, okay? And then there's the take a tour, okay? So that's what I want you to do is take the tour, look at these 3 tabs here. Assignments due. These are coming up now. It says the 25th, but it's not actually due today. So that's a little bit confusing. Nothing is due this week. So I don't know why it has that red dot. But if you go to September, look at this. September 18th, this is your first lab assignment. You have these 2 that you need to complete. These are called post tests. And I'll show you how to get to those in just a moment. But you can see again on October 2nd, you have 2 more that are due. These will be counted as your lab assignment, okay? Those are for a grade. So how do you get started in this? You want to start in the learning path. And there's 4 different skills that they have here for you. Each one has a learning path. Basically what that means is when you click on this, it's going to give you some questions. And if you answer a lot of them correct, then it kind of raises your level up. It kind of knows what you need to work on. If you answer some of them incorrectly, then it will give you activities that will help you to answer those correctly later. So that's why they call it a learning path. Everybody is on a different learning path. So maybe, Alan, when you go in here, your writing skills might be really good, but your ESL skills might be a little bit lower. They will give you activities to help you at your level, okay? And Carolina, you might come in and be really good at the writing practice, but you need help with writing skills. So they'll give you those activities that you need. So this week, what I want you to do is begin working on these learning paths. So by the end of the week, I want you to try to finish these learning paths, okay? So let me just click on one to see what happens. Yeah, okay, see it says start test. 40 questions, that's a lot. So if you can do one of these in like every 2 or 3 days, that's okay. You don't have to do them all in one day. And it gives you a tutorial there, okay? And then you can go to the next one when you're ready. It's got a lot of activities, you see, 10, 10, 10, 10. But pick one or two, start working on it, and then see where it takes you. So each one is a little bit different. All right, and that basically what's going to happen is you learn a section, you do a section of this, the writing skills, and then you get to this post test. And that's what I'm grading is your post test. Okay? It's the post test. Now on my end, I can see the post test, but I don't think you guys can because you guys don't have this. Yeah, mine is a little different than yours. But if you get in here and you get confused and you don't know what a post test is and you don't see anything, then you might have to come to Collaborate and share your screen with me because I don't see the student screen. I only see my screen. Okay? So we'll have to work on that together. But we've got 3 weeks before your first lab is due. Okay? Any questions?
No, teacher.
No.
All right, so I hope this is my first time to use MyWritingLab, so I hope this is going to be good for you guys. But let me know if you get stuck. You can always take a screenshot of whatever page you're on that's confusing, send it to me, and I can try to help you work through it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's see, anything else about... Yeah, I think that's it for this. Let's go back and I want to share one more thing about emails. When you send me an email, make sure you use your MyTCC email to email me with, and then make sure you put in the subject title, I want you to put the class name and then the topic of your email. Okay, this will help me to stay organized with students because if several students send me emails and they don't have subjects, then sometimes I get confused on who was asking me what question and that sort of thing. Okay, so just to review this week, what are you doing this week? This week you're going to work on getting your textbook and getting the MyWritingLab access. Join my class, join my course in there with my course ID. And then I also want you to read the syllabus and email me about what plagiarism is and then what I expect from you as far as copying and things like that. And the discussion board is due also on Friday, so get into that. Probably Thursday you can go there and do that. And then begin your learning path in the MyWritingLab. And then you guys will hopefully come back here this Thursday at 9:30 for me to do our first lesson video. Okay? Any questions about this week or the class?
No, teacher.
No, no, teacher.